Candidates preparing to sit for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education and Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examinations this year may be assessed in 2021. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, who appeared before the Senate Ad Hoc Committee on COVID-19, says the government is monitoring and weighing options over the resumption of learning in the country's schools, saying his ministry could be forced to merge the 2020 exams with those taking place in 2021 if the government decides not to reopen schools for the administration of the exams by April next year.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to ravage the globe, the ripple effect continues to be felt across various sectors. In the education sector, at least 18 million students have been forced to stay out of school as a result of the pandemic, creating uncertainty on when candidates preparing to sit for the Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education and Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examinations will undertake them. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha, who appeared before the Senate Ad Hoc Committee on COVID-19 Thursday, stated that learners may be forced to sit for the national exam next year if the disease prevails. Professor Magoha pointing out that the exams could be deferred to November 2021 if the situation does not allow examiners to administer them by April.
In terms of the new calendar, the government has to consider which is the latest time that we can reopen schools and still do exams. And that process is ongoing. I think within 2 weeks, we should be able to know whether if we open in September, we can do exams sometime, perhaps in April next year. Now, beyond April, it may not be possible to consider or even think of doing exams again.
Senators led by committee chairman in Nairobi, Senator Johnson Sakaja, urging the government to consider writing off the current academic year in light of COVID-19 disruptions.
Isn't it better for us to just say, instead of, we keep kicking the can down the road, saying it'll be September, then candidates become anxious, they start, thinking exams are happening, for us to say that we will possibly properly be able to reopen in 2021?